Hello, my name is Dr. Edward Lambert,
Hello.
and today we want to welcome Houston Trevor Kapotwe from Zambia to talk about his program at Atlantic International University, AIU. Thank you so much for doing this interview with us, Houston. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. So in the past, you have been a lecturer at various schools and universities. You worked as head of business department and a senior lecturer in accounting, finance, and economics at the Australian Institute of Business and Technology. You also served as a senior consultant in financial management at the Zambia Institute of Management. And now you are graduating from AIU with a doctorate in business administration. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. It's a big achievement. It's a dream come true. It has helped me in many ways. First of all, I'm now able to analyze issues broadly, unlike before, where I was not analyzing issues in a broader sense, but a very narrow sense. As at now, I'm able to analyze them broadly. And it has also helped me to help the students look at university education as an eye-opener, because in the past in Zambia here, most of the students used to think that when they go to the university, they should end up with a white-collar job. But nowadays, we are looking at entrepreneurship, and we are also trying to look at things like turning Zambia as an agrarian country, because like in the past, Zambia used to be dependent so much on copper. And, sometimes the prices of copper go down, and then this affects the economy. But with agriculture, you cannot go wrong. And now that there is gross unemployment in the country, the way forward is to do agriculture, and also to ensure that most students learn the fact that to be an entrepreneur is something that can help them very much than necessarily waiting for a white-collar job, because jobs are not there. The rate of unemployment in Zambia is so high, and yet a few Zambians who have woken up from the slumber in which they were placed for many years have now become great entrepreneurs, some of them with very humble education, but they are able, because of their entrepreneurial skills, they are able to even employ others. And when you have so many entrepreneurs employing others, then the standard of living in the country will go up, production will go up. And when the standard of living goes up, of course, this affects the GDP. And it means that the country will live well. So that is one way in which AIU has helped me to look at these issues.
Now, can you describe your accomplishments and your work when you worked as a senior consultant in financial management at the Zambia Institute of Management?
Yeah, when I worked as the head of department, I used to look at the schemes that the lecturers were working out, schemes, and also would look at the assignments that were giving to students, including tests, and also to ensure that continuous assessments were on time and were properly done. And that those students who were backsliding or were behind were also taken care of, than just leaving them along the way, so that we don't leave anybody behind. But you see, with the AIU, I've learned a lot, because the AIU assignments are given on time. The feedback when you write the assignments is on time, and so you are able to plan. For example, in my case, I should have completed my doctorate degree in 2018, but because of my commitment and because of the way AIU was churning out assignments, I finished 1 year earlier. That was in March 2017, March, April. If you are committed, nothing can stop you. You can do it. All you do is to be time conscious.
Now, in your studies at AIU, you focused some of your research on how to broaden the tax base in Zambia. Can you talk about why that topic is important?
Yeah, that topic is very important because in Zambia, like I said earlier, we said that employment levels are very high. The number of people in formal employment is small, and those are taxed heavily. And as you know, tax is revenue for the government so that they can be able to build schools, roads, and any infrastructure. Now, the informal sector is not taxed. Those people who are doing bricklaying, carpenters, marketeers, welders, and so on, and those are in the majority. And they're making billions of kwacha. Some of them have even sent children to schools because there's nobody to tax them. So what it means is that the government is losing a lot of revenue by not broadening the tax base, because the government is simply concentrating on the few employees who are in formal employment, thereby losing that income. Now, if all this income were to be collected from from the informal sector, what would happen is that the government would have a lot more money to use on public utilities, construction of schools, roads, hospitals, medication, and now COVID, you know. So this is why.
Now, in your letter of experience at AIU, you shared with us that you were impressed by the high efficiency at AIU and the availability of good books. Can you describe this experience with AIU?
I talked about the speed with which assignments are sent and marked. Then, of course, the assignments are sent through the portal. Before that, I didn't know about the portal, but now I've learned, and I've even influenced my school at Zambian Open University, because in the past with Zambian Open University, what used to happen is assignments are sent to an office. In fact, those are physical papers. You know, you send them to an office, and what used to happen, they would get lost, or somebody may even just cheat that he or she sent the assignment. There would be no trace. So now, with the introduction of the portal, which I borrowed from AIU, then assignments are sent on the computer. And then with the computer again, those who plagiarize, we are able to detect, you know, there's a system by which you can detect. So I've borrowed a lot of things from AIU, particularly in that area. So I'm particularly happy and indebted to AIU.
And so now, please share with us your position and opinions about the United Nations objectives for 2030 and human rights in general.
This vision is about the Sustainable Development Goals, what we call SDGs, or global goals. In fact, these were adopted by member states in 2015 as a universal call to action to end. The reason why they came up with this was basically to end poverty and protect the planet, and also to ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. There are basically 15 goals. One of the goals is there shouldn't be any poverty. There should be no poverty. That's goal number one. Then goal number two is that people should not die of hunger. There should be zero hunger. As you know, there are hunger-stricken areas, including where I live here in Zambia, because like I said, unemployment levels are very high. Goal number three says you should have good health as a human being, and good health and well-being. Then the other important thing, number four, is we want to improve the quality of education, regardless of where a person is. But I'm now an AIU product because of technology, isn't it? Then we also, in these goals, we also want to look at gender equality, that people should be equal regardless of their sex. That means male and female should be equal. You don't despise or you don't look down upon the other sex. Then we talk about number six, clean water and sanitation. That a human being is entitled to clean water and sanitation. That is why in countries like Zambia, where we don't have enough water, we sink boreholes, and then people should have clean water. we simply are talking about sustainable development goals as the blueprint to achieve poverty, to achieve inequality and climate change and environmental degradation, peace and justice. Okay, so those are the goals for 2030. The way forward is that most of these goals are slowly being attained, and by 2030, the world will never be the same. At least it will have gone a long way. It will have changed. This is the way forward. It's improving all the time, and it entirely depends on the country. And we are in the forefront as lecturers to prop up with.
I want to thank you for doing this interview for your graduation. We are so proud of your accomplishment to attain your doctorate in business administration. So may your community be blessed by your future work.
Thank you so much.